In one line, the EEA is economic union without political union. So when you're in the EEA, you agree to abide by all of the regulations in the single market. And in exchange, you have full single market access, including financial passport. So we can continue, London can continue being Europe's financial centre and the world's financial centre. And we can also, all exporters to Europe can continue under the same standards. They're not going to be competed away by any French or German alternatives. But we don't have to accept our courts being subordinate to higher authorities, we don't have to accept the common fisheries policy, we don't have to accept the common agricultural policy, and we can sign trade deals with the rest of the world freely instead of trying to work through the EU. With the EEA option, you do have to accept free movement, but you get an emergency break. And what that means is that, and we don't know in practice exactly what that would mean for Britain, but in principle it means that there are at times you can put a full brake on European migration when you think things are getting out of hand. So that there's that, which would be some reassurance. But overall, it's mainly going to have to be treated as, we can either choose to avoid a recession and bring the markets back and everyone keeps their jobs and we keep a strong economic relationship with Europe, but we have to accept some free movement with an emergency brake, or we go for the recession with no free movement. And I think that the recession will be a betrayal of the very people who voted it in. I would put a probability of about 50 to 55% on it. I think that if we have any leading Remain campaigner becomes the next Prime Minister, or if they form a major part of the government, and I think there's no reason why they wouldn't, then I suspect that they will favour the EEA as a matter of course. And bear in mind that the EEA option doesn't need to be the end of the line. What we need right now is to stabilise confidence, make sure we don't have a recession, stabilise the markets. In 15 years, from within the EU, we have trade deals with the rest of the world. From within the EEA, we have trade deals with the rest of the world. We could work on a new deal. It doesn't need to be the end of the road. And because we're not in the EU, it's much easier to change things.